Hello everybody, this is Dr. Nurbat Shah from University of Engineering and Technology. In this video, I'll be talking about finite differences and constructing a difference table by using calculator. So let me give you a brief description of finite differences. Let's suppose we are given some tabulated values for a given function y is equal to f of x over equally spaced values of x. It might be given a tabular form, like the values of x are given as x0, x1, x2 up to xn, whereas the values of y might be denoted by y0, y1, y2, and yn. We also use notations like if the function is given as y is equal to f of x, so we can write these notation as well. If this is y is equal to f of x, we may use notation f0, f1, f2, and so on. Generally we write that the last one is fn. So you see there are n plus 1 points, okay, starting from x0 and going up to xn, so there will be n points, n plus 1 points. So the values of x must be equally spaced, because difference table can only be constructed in case of equally spaced data of x, or equally spaced values of x, right? We cannot construct a difference table in case of unequally spaced. For that purpose, we usually construct a divided difference table. So the data is equally spaced. That basically means the difference between x1 and x0, x2 and x1, that must be same, and we can represent that by h. In other words, we can write the values of x, the second value, the third value, the fourth value, and the last value. They could be expressed in terms of the first value x0. It's just like an arithmetic progression. So generally we write the pth value of x, or any non-tabulated value of x can be written as xp is equal to x0 plus ph. Keeping in mind, if this p is the p, if this is integer, like if this is 0, 1, 2 up to n, so we say these values, this xp is tabulated. And if p is not all these values, like p is not 0, 1, 2 up to n, in that case we say p is non-tabulated. Usually difference table that is used for interpolation, it can be used for finding differentiation, it can be used for in case of integration, some techniques in integration as well. So the value of function can be represented, as I said earlier, yp. Yp basically means f of xp, and f of xp, which can be symbolically represented as fp as well. Once we have the values of y, we define finite differences. That is, generally when you want to find the difference of yr, okay, then the difference of yr can be found as yr plus 1 minus yr, and this is known as first order difference. We can find first order difference, we can find second order difference as well. The second order difference can be defined in the following way, that is first order difference of the first order difference of yr, and once it is simplified, we get the second order difference as simply the linear combination of yr plus 2, yr plus 1, and yr. The coefficients in this case, they look like they are basically binomial coefficients. It's a 1, 2, and 1 with alternate signs. We can find a third order as well. The third order can be found by using the binomial coefficients of a minus b cube, that is 1 minus 3, 3 minus 1, and we can find that then the third order difference as well. And then we can accumulate all these differences in a table, which is known as a difference table. There is a proper way of writing a difference table, and the way is what we simply find the difference between y1 and y0, and that will be basically placed between them. Then we find the difference of y2 and y1, and the value will be placed between them. And this, for the second order, we find the difference of these two, and we would place between them such that it is aligned with y1. And there is a proper way to do that, and there is a proper reason why do we do that. Okay, and once you know for forward differences, backward differences, and central differences, so picking all these differences from a difference table, if you have written the difference table in this proper way, you will be able to pick those differences from the difference table easily, right? And so on. So that's the difference table. You see that in the first, if you have 6 values of y here, right? In the first difference, the number of terms or the number of values in this column will become then 5, decreased by 1, and then the next will become 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1. So I'll be explaining how do we do that with example by using calculator directly. So let's consider an example for it, right? So let's have some setting for it. So what do we do in calculator? I'll just call this value as my A, this one will be B, this one will be called as C, that is D, this is E, this is F, and then we have another variable which is X. So to construct a difference table, what do? We take the difference of these two. The difference of these two is basically, as I said, placed between them, and we would call this one A again. So that is A, B, the difference of C and B will be labeled as B. Then we have C, then we'll be having D, then we have E, and then we have F. You see that in this column, we will be leaving that value of X. And then for the second order difference, what do? We will be taking difference of these two and again labeling that one as A. This become my A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. But in this case, we have left the value of F. We may have the value of F in the calculator, but we will be neglecting that. We'll be going only up to E. In the third difference, again, we'll be starting with A, then the next value B and C and then D, and you see that now we are leaving E because the number of entries in each column is decreasing by 1. Then we have the same difference of these two and we label that as A, this is B, this is C, and see you are leaving D now. The next step will be A and then B, and the last value will be what? That will be A only. So you see that we are getting A's along this line. Sorry, this line is along this line. These are the A's. Then we have B's, and then we have C's all there, and then we have D, then we have E, and then we have F here. I hope it's clear to everybody. So how do we do that? By using calculator. Let's go to the calculator and do it. So okay, so the first step is I have to go to math mode. So just press this mode and then 1 to be in math mode. You see that? So what would I do? I will just, as I said, this is my A, B, C, D, and so on up to X. So I'll just set some formulas here. So I'll just call A, and that is equal to B minus A. That's B minus A. You see, this one was called as A, this one was called as B. So the B minus A that was stored in A again is I call this one A's. And then a separator, the next value will be labeled as B. B equals, that is C minus B. Then a separator will be having C. C equals D minus C. Then a separator, I'll be having now D. D equals E minus D. then I'll have separator, and then we have E equals F minus E, and then I'll be having the last one, that is F equals X minus F. So we have now all values together, that's A, then B, then C, then D. You just recheck the values, D, then we have E, and then we have the last one is F. So it means okay. Now press calc. Once you press calc, it asks about the value of B first. So that is this. These are the values of B. So it's 31.13. So it's 31.62. B value is 62. Press equal. Then it asks about A, which is 30.13. Then it asks about C, which is 32.87. Then D is 33.64. E is 33.95. F is 33.81. And the last one is 33.24. So as soon as I press the equal button, what would happen? It will give me the first difference, which is this one now, 1.49. I can just go this one. So you see 1.49, right? The next is will be obtained just pressing equal. So it will be 1.25. Press equal, that is 0.77. You see that? Then press equal, we get the next difference, that is 0.31. Press equal, you will get the next difference, which is minus 0.14. Then press equal, you will get minus 0.57. You see this one. So that will conclude the first order differences. And if you press equal again, it will ask about the values of B. You don't need to change them. A, C, D, and so on. As you reach to A again with the formula like this one, it will give you the next difference. So that is minus 0.24. Press again, it will give you the next difference, which is minus 0.48. Press equal again, that will give you the next difference, which is minus 0.46. Press equal again, that will give you minus 0.45. Press equal, that will give you minus 0.43. You will get the value of F as well, but you will neglect that. As I said, in this column, you will be getting up to E only. In the next one, you will be getting up to D only. So press equal again, it will ask about B, so don't do anything with it. Press it again, as soon as you get the value of A again by using formula, that is this one, so which is minus 0.24. Then press equal, you will get the next value, which is 0.02. The next value will be 0.01. That's one. The next value will be 0.02. And you press again, you will get the value of E as well, but you don't need to take that value. You don't need to take the value of F. And then you will go back and ask about B, A, C, D, and so on. Once you get to this point, you will only take that value of 0.26, decreasing the number of values in each column one by one. So it's 0.26. Press equal, that is again minus 0.01, and then press equal 0.01. And don't consider the remaining, the value of D, the value of E, F, and X. So again, you will go that once you get to A with formula, that is 0.27, and then you will take 0.02, and that's it. You don't need to take the value of C and like that, okay, and so on. So that's the way to construct a difference table by using calculator. I hope you understood the method. If you have any question, you can just drop question in the comments. I'll get back to you. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel. See you in next video.